What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Finally, we have another victory to celebrate. I know I say finally, but it just feels like it's been forever. Obviously, following the debacle, that was the Supercopa match against our hated rivals. Anyway, thankfully, Juventus has some positivity to go forward with the victory, defeating Udinese at home 2-0 in the Serie A, and to get 3 more points to really try to claw our ways back up the polls when it comes to overall the table standings. What can Juventus do moving forward, and who are the main key players? Some of those may be what we've witnessed today in the match against Udinese. Stick with us. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today it is January 15th, 2022. It may actually be January 16th, 2022 for most of you that end up watching this by the time that this one drops. But I have your player ratings for the match that was against Udinese, and again, in a victory. So it's always good to say that. Before we do anything, though, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Also, let's get this out of the way as well. If you want to, make sure you follow us on all of our social media at bianconerizonechannel. And if you want to follow me, I'm at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. All right, let's just jump into it because we know that these always take a little bit to do. Anyway, the first one we have up is our boy, Boise Kessie. We got to talk about him. He now is returning following I still think it was a positive performance from Panine. I know some people weren't as high as me, but I thought Panine had a good performance there in the Supercopa. But now we have Boise Kessie. He gets a 6.5 rating from me today. Luckily, in a positive move, he didn't really have a lot to do, but he did have some big plays that he had to make during the match today. But really, for a long span of time, both teams kind of struggled offensively to really get anything going. Luckily, he brings home another clean sheet, which is good because especially when we know from the beginning of the season, he struggled to do that. But now Boise Kessie looks like the goalkeeper of old that we really know him to be and hope that he can continue to be until the day that he comes to maybe retire or move on. What we have for him today, he had 3 saves, 1 punch, 1 save from inside the box. He had 7 accurate long balls and 1 clearance as well. So another good performance from our guy, Boise Kessie. All right, moving on. Let's go to Cuadrado, who's returning after being suspended against the match that we played last time because of the yellow card accumulation. I give Cuadrado a 6 rating for his performance today. He contributed 1 block shot, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, 1 dribble pass, 3 ground duels, 1 aerial duel, 1 key pass, 2 accurate crosses, 5 accurate long balls, 1 shot on target, and also he had a big play, of course, when it came to helping to come up with the play that helped set up McKinney for some opportunities to score there throughout the match. So some good play from Juan Cuadrado, exactly what I expect from him. He gets a 6 rating from me today. Then we continue on. We have, of course, Matthias de Ligt. Got to give him his props. He gets a 6.5 from me. Also, he gets I almost want to boost him up a little bit just for some of the comments that he made post-match, really harping on the importance of the way the strikers function at Juventus. It really shows him, obviously he has a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of depth when it comes to him as a player. You don't become a great player without understanding the full game and the full spectrum, but really giving a really good renaissance view, if you will, I guess, of the striker room and the striker issues, what made Ronaldo so good at what he does, but then also where Juventus has struggled and why Dybala and players like that are so important, as well as McKinney, to the offensive attack. Going off of that, though, what Matthias de Ligt did today, he gets a 6.5 rating from me. He had 2 clearances, 1 block shot, 2 tackles, 3 ground duels, 1, 3 aerial duels, 1. He had 2 accurate long balls and 1 successful dribble as well. So good performance again from Matthias de Ligt. He was pretty, I think he's probably our most consistent player when you know what you're going to get from him when he's playing. Also, some of the positive of obviously Chiellini and Bonucci injuries or whatever have you with them not playing as much is that de Ligt is getting some more playing time. Maybe hopefully that'll help him be a little bit more I guess content with the situation that's going on here at Juventus for him. Moving on, though, let's talk about Daniele Rugani, who got a 6 rating for me as well. Or not as well, but a 6. He's in the 6s, which I got to bend the knee today. I crushed him a little bit recently just because I know every time a goal gets given up by him. But Rugani looked good today. He was really solid as a center back. He's played much better, really, throughout the entire season under Allegri than he has in the past when he was playing under Sadi or anything like that before. So I'm really happy to see the performance that he's been given have been solid enough. Yes, he has had issues in the past, and even the recent past, but good performance from him. He gets a 6 rating from me. He had 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 1 tackle, 1 ground duel, 2 aerial duels, 1 and then as well as 1 key pass, 5 for 5 on accurate long balls, and 1 shot off target. One thing I had to highlight, though, of course, was the play in the waning minutes of the match when Rugani did the Rugani thing and lost possession of the ball. The guy took it off. He was clear, and he had to run out there. And Rugani ended up making a magnificent stop on that, which would have been obviously his fault and would have been a goal given up by him originally. But he did. That's what you do. Whenever you bleep up, you go make up for it and you give all the hustle and effort. And that's exactly what he did. I want to give him a little bit of props today for that hustle play that he put out there. All right, let's move it on to the next player of the match. And that's Luca Pellegrini. We need to talk about him. And that's not Luca Pellegrini. That's Daniele Rugani. I think my graphic designer may have messed this up. Or maybe this is Julian Genotti. It might be Julian. Is this Julian? Does this look like Julian to you? Is that Julian? Is Julian in this picture? All right. Well, it looks like we have a bit of a mistake. But anyway, today it's Luca Pellegrini, not Daniele Rugani, even though it looks a lot like Rugani or Julian Genotti. I'm still not confirmed who it is to my left, your right, looking at me. But anyway, he gets a 5.5 rating from me today. Not the greatest performance overall. Obviously, I only played 57 minutes before being pulled. He had 1 clearance, 1 interception, 1 tackle, 2 ground duels, 1 aerial duel, 1. Did lose possession 17 times, which is a bit much, obviously. Actually, it's a lot. But anyway, he had 1 key pass, 2 accurate long balls, and 1 successful dribble attempt. Again, Julian Genotti with the performance today. I'll say that. Sorry, Genotti. I know you did the watch along with everybody in the live, but I guess you only get a 5.5 from me today. And even going off of this, now we got to talk about your boy, Julian Genotti. And again, I keep saying his name. We'll see if he even watches this video. But we have to give his boy a 5 rating today. Unfortunately, I want to say he was pretty much tied with, but he probably was the worst player of the match, my least valuable player of the match today. Kulusevski continues to struggle in the attack, especially when he continues to be utilized in a manner that maybe is not I don't know if it's not appropriate to his skill set, but at least the way that he is playing it doesn't seem to work out. I'm looking at a stat sheet right now. He gets a 5 rating from me. It ain't pretty, I'll say that. No key passes, no crosses, no long balls, 1 shot blocked, no other shots taken, barely doing anything. 2 successful dribble attempts, 2 ground duels, 1 for 2 as well. I mean, 2 for 2, as in FOR, not FOUR. Anyway, 1 clearance and 1 interception. Really just didn't do much at all. That's why he was pulled at halftime. Basically, for what I call 2 sides of the same coin. And Federico Bernardeschi is replaced with basically a very similar-ish player, as in like their faults that they have. Anyway, it's a long and winding road when it comes to Kulusevski and if he will end up panning out for Juventus and in his time at Juventus. I'm starting to worry that maybe this is it's just not going to work out. It just may not be a fit for the club overall. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But as it stands right now, he continues to struggle. And one of the main things, I think Alejandro was talking about that as well, he's got to put on some muscle. He's got to get in the gym. He's got to do something. I know some people were calling him fat. I don't see. I mean, of course, I'm not the one to talk, but at the same time, I don't know if I would call him as much as the fat, as more just build on some muscle, some mass, so that way you can actually get down and bang down low. And that's the one thing I worry about is when you're going to get, you're in that final third, and if you're going up against a hard-nosed defender like Chiellini, you're going to get worked every single time. So that's the one thing I worry about. He needs to put on some muscle. He's way too lanky and long to not be stronger and to be have a more solid build, if that makes sense. Let's continue on, though. Next, we can talk about Archer. He gets a 6 rating overall. He was pulled also at halftime, mainly because he was getting a yellow card. Solid-ish enough performance from Archer. Would hopefully like to see a little bit more from him. Obviously, my big thing is I would love to see more of the Archer, McKinney, Locatelli trio combination. And that's what I want to see in the moving forward. Anyway, he was pulled at halftime. I think that was when Manuel Locatelli came in, I believe. We'll be sure to pull that up here in a second. But he had 2 accurate long balls. I apologize. I guess it's getting late. I'm over here yawning while I'm doing this. Sorry, I apologize. Anyway, 2 accurate long balls, 3 ground duels, 1. He had 2 tackles as well. Really just kind of a, not super eventful first half overall. But then we got to talk about this guy. And this is the one thing I did not expect to happen today. I did not expect to be giving a shining review of this player. Rodrigo Benteke. Is this a Benteke? Is this a one-game thing? Here's the one thing I'm going to ask. Is this a one-game thing? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Is this the one you get surprised with the Benteke game? The one really good game a year you get? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. We'll see. But it was a damn good game from Benteke. Got to give him his props. The player that I just expect, I already had it pre-written into the ratings, like I always do when it comes to it's either Rabiot or Benteke who come in and are the players that are the invisible player, the player you forgot was even on the pitch today. That's kind of how I view both of them. Usually. But he was not that today. He was making a lot of big-time plays, saving possessions, recovering the ball, chasing balls down, stopping guys. I was really impressed with the performance that he had. He had a little bit of a lull there at the beginning-ish of the second half, but I'll give him his credit. Amazing first half. And then the rest of the second half from there, he really put it together and put together a solid game for Juventus. He had 1 key pass, 1 shot off target, 5 ground duels, 5 aerial duels, 1. He's 100% on that one. He had 3 clearances, 3 interceptions, and 5 tackles as well. So really good performance from Rodrigo Benteke. Exactly what we need from him. Even if you're not reaching that platitude, like if you can get something even close to that regularly, then you'd be having a really decent player. Really kind of the player that we all expected him to be back in the 2019-2020 season when so many people were pushing Rodrigo Benteke, saying he's untouchable. I'm going to start buying his shirts and all that. And then what happened? We'll see. We'll see if he can continue to redevelop from there. Next up is my guy, again, of course, my Americano friend, and that is Weston McKinney. He gets a 6.5 rating for his performance today. Obviously, the big moment, of course, was hitting that second goal, really sealing the match with that header for Juventus. And that's really exactly what he needs to be used for. He needs to be able to use his speed and his, let's just say his activity, his running. He needs to be able to use that to really open up some lanes for people, especially when they're trying to move the ball on the opposite side of the field. But also, when you're in that final third, you've got to be as big of an offensive threat as anybody else, as a Dybala, as Boise Kessie, obviously, Morata, any of these guys out there, and that's what he's kind of doing right now. He's starting to come into his own, and by golly, but by damn, he's becoming arguably the second best midfielder that Juventus has, and potentially, if you look at it, one of Allegri's favorite midfielders. So all the talk really, of course, about him being sold or potentially could move, it's still out there. If there's going to be interest, I still think, of course, being his profile of Weston McKinney, his development, his profile really fits to me with the Premier League. But as long as Juventus can hold on to him and he continues to do stuff like this, I'll be happy to keep him in there. And again, just please, Allegri, give me that triumvirate of the 3 of them, of Locatelli, Archer, and McKinney there as much as I can get, please. Obviously, I didn't get that full today. But anyway, he gets a 6.5 rating for me for his performance today. He had 1 goal, 1 key pass, 1 shot on target, 2 shots off target, 1 big chance missed, 3 ground duels, 1, 2 aerial duels, 1. He had 1 block shot, 3 interceptions, 3 tackles, and 3 dribble pass. He definitely was very active on all sides of the ball today. That's one thing I'll give him credit for today. Always good to see Weston McKinney when he's playing like this. And of course, he hasn't played like this for a little bit because he's been injured. He's been out. Part of my mind was, did he have a lull? I was like, no, he didn't have a lull. He's just gone. He was just injured. He's just sitting out. All right, let's move it on. And then we got to talk about, of course, the man of the hour, the man of the day, Paulo Dybala. And when I say man of the day, I don't just mean, obviously, man of the day isn't because he had the first goal, a nice goal, a nice performance. But then there's really all the theatrics and the nonsense that goes along with him following that. The nonsense with the board, which he quote unquote was looking for his friend in the stands. I don't think so. I think you were looking for Eva Bene. I think if anybody, I think that's what you were doing. But at the same time, sure, whatever, I'll let you have it. But I don't believe for a second that's what you're doing. We talked about this in the other videos. Make sure you go back and watch them, especially the instant reaction that Alejandro and I did today. There's some really good points that Alejandro had there talking about Dybala's situation and if his renewal, whatever happened. But a concise point is really just to say, I don't think, as much as journalists say and they know, and at least what they're giving out there, it's obvious that there's more to this than meets the eye. Or than meets, I guess, the journalist's word. You can see with your own eyes Paulo Dybala's reaction, Paulo Dybala's face, everything about that said there's an issue there, and it's not all on Paulo Dybala and his or Jorge Anton, his agent or whatever. I feel like Dybala wants to get renewed. I feel like Dybala wants to stay, and we'll see what really is going on, especially in the next month or so. But hopefully Dybala will stay because Juventus need to have, as long as he's playing this level, and it's very, very recognizable when he's out there compared to anybody else. The things he can do, the ball movement, the just the intellect that he has on the pitch is far superior to most of his teammates, and you've got to have a guy like that. So hopefully he remains to be a part of the team for a good long while. Honestly, that's my personal opinion. I know not everybody shares it, but that's my opinion. I think I want to see Dybala continue to wear the black and white for a long time. All right, he got a 7 rating for that. He had 1 goal, 1 shot on target, 2 shots off target, 1 shot blocked, 3 successful dribbles, 7 for 7 on accurate long balls, 7 ground duels, 1 aerial duel, 1 and 1 interception as well. So a solid performance from Paulo Dybala today. Really glad to see that. Hopefully to see more of it coming forward. And now we got Moise Kean. We got to talk about it. I was so high on Moise Kean coming back to Juventus. He has struggled so much since the first few weeks of the season. Even then he struggled, but even more so lately. Today he was kind of the Rabio Benteke regular player, the ghost player, the player that disappears during the match. And it's unfortunate because I feel like he has more to bring to the club. I feel like he can do more. I'm wondering, we theorized this a little bit, Alejandro and myself today, talking about really, I think what's going to be important and imperative that Juventus does is that we get a top tier striker in there, a real striker to be a number 9, to move Moise Kean out of that number 9 spot, because he is not going to fit as a number 9 in Allegri's system. He's not going to be that number 9 for Juventus. He may, I wonder, and maybe this is me wondering. This is nobody else. This is just me. Crush me if this is a bad take. I know as much about fitting guys at different numbered positions as well as, a toddler. We'll be honest. Sometimes I'm a bit overcritical about the way that I say it, but when it comes to it, he really thrived. I feel like working on the wings for PSG when he played there. I wonder if he might be able to be fitted in as like a winger of some sort for Juventus while Federico Chiesa is injured. That's something that I wonder, and that would be useful for Juventus. But also, I don't think he's, as long as Allegri's out there playing a 4-4-2, I don't think it's going to be very fruitful, or he would really work out in that kind of system. I will say if he moves a different formation, but that's kind of what my opinion is moving forward. Maybe he'd be better utilized in that kind of position rather than a number 9 role. He gets a 5 rating from me today. Again, unfortunate performance from him. 1 shot blocked. He had 2 accurate long balls, 2 out of 3 ground duels, 1 aerial duel, 1 and 2 tackles. Really, for playing 64 minutes, he was anonymous. He was really anonymous, and it's unfortunate. Hopefully he can get something going moving forward. I know I keep kind of saying that generic kind of, hopefully he can do something moving forward. Don't be dead. That's all we're asking. All right, next one up is, of course, we got to talk about Manuel Locatelli, who I think was confirmed that he came in there for Arthur. So, of course, we're not going to get to see the pair of them together today. I gave him a 6 rating overall, came in and played a pretty solid match in the second half, and 4 for 4 on accurate long balls, 1 ground duel 1 aerial duel 1, 2 clearances, 2 block shots, 1 interception as well. So, some solid performance there from Manuel Locatelli. He gets a 6 rating today from me. Let's move it on to Federico Bernardeschi. I know so many people are high him. Obviously, he got what he get player of the month or whatever last month. One, would I have ever guessed that Federico Bernardeschi would have gotten player of the month for Juventus ever this season? No, I wouldn't. Going into it, I never would have expected that. But I was trying to think. I was like, did he really deserve? I mean, I guess he did. He had some really solid plays there that really strung together. I guess a few goals and a goal for himself for players. So I guess he really did earn it. But I was just trying to think if there was anybody else that really stood out. I guess when you have guys like Chiesa and Dybala injured, it's harder to really do. I'm not trying to undercut him already, for what he did. But at the same time, it still kind of surprised me even after knowing what he did. But good for him. 5.5 rating today. He came in at halftime. Played Kulusevski. Still kind of struggled there, but really wasn't, I guess, as noticeable for me personally as Kulusevski during his struggles. 1 shot on target, 2 successful dribbles. He went 0 for 1 on accurate crosses, 0 for 1 on long balls. 3 out of 3 accurate, not accurate, ground duels 1, and he had 1 clearance as well. 5.5 rating today for Bernardeschi. All right, let's talk about Shelio, who really, we got to give Shelio some credit. Shelio's looked good. He's looked really good. A player that I thought was equal to Rugani as being useless. 2 guys that have really stepped it up under Allegri, and I've been really surprised with their performances. I really want to give them credit. I'm still kind of shocked by it, to be honest. But yeah, 6.5 rating today for Mattia Shelio, who only played 33 minutes, but contributing some good things, including, obviously, that assist that was delivered. I guess it was the assist that was delivered to McKinney for the header, or was it even a header? Whatever. I'm always thinking it's a header with McKinney. Anyway, the goal for McKinney from Shelio, I guess that came from Cuadrado. Is that right? Was it Cuadrado? I want to say it was Cuadrado. Maybe I'm wrong. Or was it Anyway, you know what I mean? It was set up to Shelio. Shelio really did a good job setting that up for him. So 1 assist, 4 tackles, 6 out of 7 ground duels won. 2 key passes, 3 accurate crosses, 1 accurate long ball, 2 big chances created, and 1 shot blocked, all in a 33-minute span. Props to you, Mattia Shelio. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he's been performing this well, and I'm so happy that he has. All right, let's continue. And let's talk about Alvaro Morata and his performance today. He came in for Boise Kessie there, played 26 minutes, so he wasn't out there a lot, but he was doing some positive things overall. Let's see. He contributed. Let's see. I don't know if they really fill in any stat boxes, really. 1 key pass. And is that what it... Yeah, that was basically it. He had 1 key pass, but he played 26 minutes, so what do you really expect? But he looked a lot better and actually helped solidly overall with the team. Not a lot to really be said about Alvaro Morata. I gave him a 6. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And then finally, Max Allegri, who gets a 6 today from me. He wasn't doing anything really special with the lineups or changing anything up, really. I'll give him some credit. You got a little bit more out of Benteke today than you're used to. Weston McKinney's starting to come into his own in your system. He's starting to work better in there. You won the game 2-0. Got to give you credit. A team that you drew against in the beginning of the season. Unfortunately, I'd like to see something more out of Boise Kessie. Figure out the Dybala situation. Dybala is an integral part of your team. Obviously, that's not really Allegri's job, but Allegri, you're part of it, right? We were told at the beginning that this is Allegri's team and what Allegri says is going to go. And I've seen everything but that so far, especially when it comes to the Mercado and the build of the team. That's me personally. Come on. Help figure something out. But overall, good job in maximizing players like Daniele Rugani, Shelio, and really working on their performances. But I want to see more. I want to see, obviously not another 4-4-2, but I want to see a little bit more of a development of what you're doing with your squad. And also would like to see guys like Kulusevski really figure out something with Kulusevski. Just figure it out. I know it's easier said than done, but I really would like to see something because I think Kulusevski is such a wasted potential right now, and I'd hate to see that really end up going that route. Anyway, those are my player ratings and my coach rating as well for today's match against Udinese. Juventus gets a home victory, 2-0, 3 more points, really climbing up that table as we sit right now, tied with Atalanta. Of course, Atalanta have 2 matches in hand, so then you're really not that close. But at the same time, you're getting closer and closer. You just need some things to work out in your favor, and you need to go and get the job done. When you play Milan next in the Serie A, obviously you got Sampdoria first, but then also you're going to have Atalanta there a couple matches after. Those are 2 must-win games for Juventus' future if you want to be competitive in the top 4 at all. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree or disagree with any of the ratings that I gave? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you please subscribe, hit the like button. Also, let us know in the comment section down below if you're new as well, who you are, where you're from. Let us get to know you. That's what we're doing here. We're developing a community of Juventus fans, and we want to all get to know you and get to know your story as well. So do that in the comment section down below as well. Anyway, guys, we appreciate it. We'll see you all next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.